The municipality of Pililla is a first-class municipality in a province of Rizal in the Philippines. According to the 2015 census, it has a population of 64,812 people. Pililla is known as the Greenfield Municipality of Rizal. Pililla has preserved some religious and non-religious traditions such as the Santa Cruzan or Flores de Mayo, wherein men and women walk all over town with their gowns. Town Fiesta during the month of July is being visited by people from the city to experience the celebration, especially the different entertainment shows at night. Like other towns, Pililla is also a destination for road cyclists because of its twisty roads, specifically in Sitio Bugarin in Barangay Halayhayin. Some of the attractions are the Bahay na Bato, the Windmill Farm, the Liger Animal Sanctuary, cozy resorts, and restaurants that offer great dishes. Pilang Munti, Pililla's pre-Hispanic name, was ruled by a leader named Salian Maginto. His territory encompasses the modern-day jurisdiction of the municipalities of Baras, Tanay, Pililla, and Hala-Hala. It was referenced as Munti in contrast to the nearby and much larger town of Pila in the province of Laguna. Cavada, a Spanish historian, revealed that in the year 1571, the Spanish forces conquered the towns along Laguna de Bay, which they called Rinconada de Moron, and Pilang Munti was among these which surrendered to the superior force of the Spaniards. Pilang Munti was incorporated into the colonial administration of Morong, and thus the town was called Pilang Morong. In 1572, the first Spanish missionary priest arrived at Pilang Morong. Since then, Christianity was spread by the Spanish priest, and in 1582, Father Juan de Plasencia and Father Diego de Oropesa established a Visita Barrio at Pilang Morong. The place was divided by the Spaniards into 5 branch areas: Monte Tanay, Sitio Tigbi, San Diego, Monte Yacat, and Dolo Rio. In 1583, Pilang Morong became an independent municipality. Pililla was given as the official name of the newly formed town. The name Pililla arose from the diminutive rules in the Castilian language by modifying a name with Illa or Ilio to indicate a smaller or younger version. In 1599, 16 years after the town was given autonomy, the Supreme Government granted Pililla the authority to construct a church. In 1600s, the first church of cogon and bamboo was constructed in the Dolo Rio, but it was burned, and the church made of wood was constructed, but it was also burned down with the whole town in 1632. Another church made of wood was built, and this suffered the same fate in 1668. 2 years later, the construction of the present church began. This was finished in 1673, and the edifice still stands up to the present. As an autonomous town, Pililla encompassed several barrios including Tanay and Hala-Hala. Tanay separated from Pililla and became an independent town in 1606. Hala-Hala became a barrio of Pililla in 1676, but was separated and made an independent town in 1786. It was reincorporated as a barrio of Pililla in 1816, but 9 years later, it was once again separated from Pililla to become an independent municipality. On December 4, 1837, an election of local officials was held in Pililla. It was participated by the towns of Morong, Pililla, Tanay, Paras, Hala-Hala, and San Diego. The latter was the new town and is presumed to be either the barrio of Quezao, which has San Diego as its patron, or the barrio of Nyogan. In 1853, Pililla was separated from the province of Laguna to be incorporated into the newly created Distrito de los Montes de San Mateo. In 1857, it was given the new name Distrito Politico-Militar de Morong. On March 10, 1861, two principales of San Diego presented to the government a request on behalf of the residents of San Diego and the sitios of Mabia and Puwang that their territory be separated from Pililla and to create an independent town to be called Perez. Both the Gobernadorcillo and the parish priest, as well as the Gobernador Politico-Militar de Morong, favored the petition. However, it was disapproved by the Administración Civil since the territory did not meet the prerequisite of having at least 500 tributes. The said territory was having only 298 tributes at that time. On July 9, 1885, the government received another petition from Cabeza de Barangay of San Diego requesting it be made into kind of self-governing barrio of Pililla on account of its remoteness. On January 25, 1886, the government agreed to make San Diego into a visita conteniente absolute on condition that the barrio constructs the necessary public buildings. Thus, upon the fulfillment of the agreed condition, the government's approval went into effect on June 18 of the same year. In 1896, the Katipuneros of Pililla and San Diego established their military camp at Rambo or Pabalang na Gubat. 3 years later, on August 6, 1898, Pililla was incorporated in the revolutionary government of General Emilio Aguinaldo. During the existence of the Philippine Republic, San Diego became an independent town. On January 5, 1899, a fierce battle ensued between the American forces and the Filipino troops defending Pililla. The town was partially ravaged by the fire and local troops had to retreat to the mountain of Tanay. The towns of Pililla and San Diego were integrated into the newly created province of Rizal in June 1901. 2 years later, the Philippine Commission, in line with its policy of economy and centralization, consolidated the towns of Pililla, San Diego, and Hala-Hala with the seat of government in Pililla. On September 20, 1907, Hala-Hala was separated from Pililla and became an independent municipality. Quezao, on the other hand, remained the barrio of Pililla up to the present. In 1918, the population of Pililla was 2,776 and Quezao was 814. In 1929, the place called Longos within the jurisdiction of Pililla was cleared by the majority of the tenant population of the town of Hala-Hala, who transferred their homes to this site, and whereon they founded a new community, thus avoiding the agrarian conflict with the plantation owner of Hala-Hala. On September 24, 1929, Don Anianas Vicencio, a philanthropist in public documents, donated a tract of land containing approximately 15 hectares to the families of Manuel Rojas, Leoncio Carungay, and Quintin Goliden, all of Hala-Hala, who shall distribute and assign free of charge and to the best interests of the residents, the said lot at Longos, Barrio Quezao, Municipality of Pililla. In 1939, this land was surveyed by Engineer Quintin Golidon, who provided the layout of this new community, now called Barrio Malaya. On December 13, 1942, the town of Quezao was attacked and pillaged by Tulisanes. During the liberation of the town on March 18, 1945, nearly 3/4 of all houses and public buildings were either burned or destroyed by American and Filipino military bombing and shelling. The Japanese forces and Makapili fled to the mountains following the liberation of the town. The PCAU of the U.S. Army reestablished the municipal government of Pililla on April 20, 1945 with the designation of Lucio Aquino, an active guerrilla leader, as the mayor. Pililla is politically subdivided into 9 barangays: Bagong Bayan, Halayhayin, Hulo, Imatong, Malaya, Nyogan, Quezao, Wawa, and Barangay Takungan.